This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and do not forget to hit the like button. Okay, let's get right into this. Well, I was just watching some of the Chronicles, Ruff Ryders, and it's hard to catch that because it's on BET, and you got to catch it when it's on. But it's on YouTube now, and I recommend you check it out. I didn't check it out before. Anyways, very interesting that DMX wanted a piece of Ruff Ryders. The question is, do you think he deserved a piece of Ruff Ryders? Many people would argue yes, because his first two albums were back-to-back, same year, and were multi-platinum. But you got to take into consideration, these came out in 1998, okay? And I guess I didn't even know this, okay? But Ruff Ryders with Dean's, right? The Dean brothers and sister, the whole family pretty much ran this record label. And they had been running this record label since 1991. This was not an overnight success, okay? These guys were putting something together for pretty much 7 years. DMX was in development for years and always getting into trouble, and they always were there for him like brothers. DMX was you remember hearing the stories about DMX. DMX is probably one of the best rappers coming out of New York City, but also had the most trouble. DMX has a lot of demons he deals with, and it took a company like a regular record company could not have handled DMX. DMX is different. I've been around DMX maybe twice in my life, and he is a lot of energy, and he does. And I don't even know him. Like, I just recognized when I was there, I was like, this guy could do whatever at any moment. He's just full of energy. And this was later. This was much later, like 04, I think was the first time I was around DMX. No, 05. This wasn't even peak DMX. I can only imagine. I was too young, I was just getting in the game around 2004, right? And because I was coming out of high school and I was getting into, business. But 1998, I was way too young. I just remember listening to the albums, and DMX albums really had an impact on me as a kid. I don't care who you are, you're going to connect with DMX's music in some way, shape, or form. So after 2 or 3 albums, all going platinum, he felt like he deserved a piece of the company. But they make the argument that, listen, DMX almost brought the company down in many ways, just disappearing, and he had demons, meaning he was addicted to certain substances. He was prone to get in trouble. And he had a lot of demons he was dealing with, as I said. And they always had to be there to bail him out, find him. They knew where to go to find him. They would go into crack houses to find him. Crazy, right? No record label would do that. They would wash their hands of it. These guys were hands-on, and it took someone that was hands-on, father figures and brothers, to get DMX through those times. But they should have if I were them, I would have gave him a subsidiary label, which he got later, called Bloodline Records. It never really did much, but at least he would have felt he had something, under Ruff Ryders. They just didn't feel savvy, and I don't know, maybe they just had too much going on, because they had Eve, they had the Locks, they were signing new acts, they were trying to build an empire. And at the same time, the producers there were getting into a lot of issues. I didn't even know that Stop Drop, right? The lead single off It's Dark and Hell is Hot was a last minute track. Swizz Beatz was brand new to producing, and it got on the album because one of the Deans made a bet with DMX in a card game that if he lost, he had to record that track. He didn't want to record the track. He lost. He recorded the track. Probably the best thing that happened to him in his life, because that was the lead. That took over everything, that single. And Swizz Beatz was a new producer, so the other producers like Dame Grease and the other, P, I think his name was PK or P. They felt like like, what? This guy gets the least, and it was like a competition because this is how they make their money. And producers, where they were competing with sounds, drums, they felt like each other were stealing sounds and stuff like that. So there was a lot of turmoil going on at Ruff Ryders. They had a lot of acts over there. DMX, Eve, The Locks, Dragon. So many, man. But anyways, do you think DMX deserved a piece of the company? I say he deserved a subsidiary label. That's what I think. Because he was like the mascot artist to keep up, to attract other artists to come in and everything. But he had a lot with him. I think it would have been better to give him a subsidiary label. But what do you think? This is Jordan Tower with JT News. I'll check you guys in the next one. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, and I'll check you later. Peace.